Hello, I'm Chylli from Channel Chylli, also known as Chai, and I am back with more modded Library of Ruina. Okay, so I did enable the re-extraction mod. I don't feel like it's too broken. It just makes me not have to replay the game 50 times to get a different abnormality page. So yeah, I just enabled re-extraction so I can give the ideal abnormality pages I want each time. Call it cheating if you want, but I feel like it would have helped Grey Tempest go by without taking 2 hours, so I enabled it. Anyway, let's continue the Umbral Legion mod here. Captains, I'd like to thank you all for coming here to attend this meeting. As we all know, our company is currently facing a period of distress. The majority of our other major departments were not able to send any personnel to attend other than me. And for that reason, the 617th high-level meeting will be chaired by me alone. So please, direct any questions you may have during the meeting to me. The purpose of this meeting is for us to personally hear all the reports prepared by each of the captains and leaders present here, and to formulate our next response plan. Before you speak, please carefully summarize the contents of each category accurately before presenting your statements. We're now racing against time, so without further ado, let us please have the Ravens report the aftermath of the slaughter and disposal of the 4th pack. Report, the 4th pack had a total of 15,000 animals, all of which have been slaughtered so far. All facilities formerly belonging to the 4th pack have now also come under the control of Raven Team 4. Most of the team members stationed there are currently on standby. All systems in the facilities were found to still be functioning properly after carrying out initial inspection procedures. While the energy reserves there are still far too insufficient to start up the hatchery systems, the energy generated by the cremation of 15,000 corpses should prove to be sufficient for several operations in the future. Well done, I knew the Ravens were the best when it comes to a bunch of mindless physical work. You guys know that I can't go wrong with any of my proposals, right? The 4th pack now lost all of its use. Therefore, I think there is no need for us to waste resources on them anymore. Wouldn't it be better to redirect all this precious energy to our brave and highly skilled Ravens? Oh wait, I almost forgot, the last rate in your Raven's recent missions has surpassed the 50% mark. It seems that the energy used to clone you last time was made up at the expense of the members of the other teams. Sorry, that's really saddening. 6th pack, please do not interrupt the Raven's report. First warning. Objection, stop spouting nonsense. How each one of them died as somebody who only knows how to hide from behind the backs of others. Besides, you're clearly aware of the fact that carrying out slaughter is our job as Ravens. They don't bother sending any more of those toy soldier replicas of yours to get in our way. I thought it was a mistake on our part to let the last 3,000 reindeers escape. But I never imagined you would mislead us to the back streets of District 18 so you can mess around there during the night. Not only did the 6th pack have its entire herd replaced with walking chunks of replica meat, but now its captain is playing around with them like they're a bunch of toys. How dull. What did he say about my lovely Jasper? Still got the guts to say that again? know you give me that look. All our leaders should be wearing their moonstones at all times, unless some poor silver-haired madwoman here who gets too frightened at the sight of them just a few tentacles. I'll reiterate what I said. Your so-called Jasper is simply the cutest girl in the world, my lovely Master Corvus. Pulling that dirty trick again. Yep, this poor silver-haired madwoman really thought that a mere mass-produced broken pebble would be able to protect herself from me. Stop this at once, the six-pack. I will have you sent out of this room if you interrupt the meeting again. What's the point of all this infighting during such an important meeting, which could very well determine the fate of the company? Following orders. Now please, continue with the meeting. Anyway, I was already aware that the Ravens would report before the meeting. Well, what the Phoenixes did this time was inappropriate. No one has the right to investigate whatever happens during the night in the back streets. Given the urgency of the situation at hand, this incident will only be punished with a warning. If these violations ever repeat, they will be thoroughly discussed in the future. Got it. Understood. Raven Team 4 has no objections. Doesn't matter. The only thing that awaits the Phoenixes will be another slaughter if she keeps on harming the company's interests. Quiet, enough with the gossiping at the meeting. I question, the previous captain of the six-pack accidentally died during that mission when they were sent to the ruins. Is the investigation of that incident still going nowhere? Seconded, there's no way that was an accident, right? How did some ordinary monster to kill even our most confidential and trained clones, too? Objection. So what if it wasn't an accident? That's the reality in front of us right now. We have to rely on the sixth pack. Who made this generation of bird-brained soldiers so self-sufficient in energy and equipment? They originally used to be a bunch of disposable fodder, so wouldn't it be better if we were to use them as such? Stop, all of you. In any case, try to focus on the bigger picture here. By the way, a little, question. How did the latest letter forwarded by our little ravens turn out? Specifically, the one indirectly asking A-Corp if our Umbral Legion violates the Artificial Intelligence Ethics Amendment. A-Corp has already given its response in regard to the letter sent by the Ravens earlier. It's just that its content is brief and doesn't exactly give an explanation for the answer they give. Only the summary of the original text provided by A-Corp will be read here to save time. Let's see. All existing individuals marked as an Umbral Herald belong to the Artificial Life Group as defined by the company, and already are on the company's watch list. However, no individual within the group meets the criteria of being designated an intellectual life as defined by the company. Furthermore, all existing individuals that identify as an Umbral Herald are not recognized as copies of any existing human being as defined by the company. Furthermore, Umbral Heralds have not violated the death rate agreement of the company. In this regard, the company's final response to the investigation on this case is to not take any measures and continue with observations. Objection. How is this possible? So from now on, it looks like there won't be any more need for the Ravens to keep on pestering our Umbral Legion then. Otherwise, a certain silver-haired crow here would have to wear those Type 4 emotional inhibitors every day with such an angry and twisted look on her face. Since A-Corp has already declared the sixth pack as a subject of observation, it is not appropriate for R-Corp to intervene excessively at this time. The situation is urgent, so if there's no other questions, let us return to the matter at hand immediately. Raven Team 4, no questions for now. Please continue with the meeting. Then the 6th pack, please report on the status of the investigation of the library. Keep in mind that the report must be free of any irrelevant drivel. Report, for the sake of our corps. In short, I, the leader of the 6th pack, should announce the situation regarding the library, right? The master did say the meeting would be over soon, but it's been almost 4 or 5 hours. She hasn't been back for so long now. Could it be that she ran into the library all by herself? No, there's no consciousness report from anyone witnessing the master's departure. The invitation should be right here in my hand, too. Or perhaps the master already knows that the invitation is with me? Keep your eyes closed. Guess who it is? Master? Master? Welcome back! I'm back, Jasper. Oh, Jasper's body is just so warm all over. The meeting. Attending it must have been so stressful for you, Master. But you look so happy. Did any good news come out of it? Well, it's not exactly what you would call good news. It's just that I humiliated the leader of Raven's Team 4 in front of the top management. It has gotten me in quite a pretty good mood. Is that so? Since the Ravens also participated in the meeting, then does that mean the culling of the 4th pack is now concluded? Then has the next course of action been set by the higher-ups? That's right. The other remaining packs have already started making their moves. One pack is responsible for protecting the research teams going to various locations in order to activate and initiate backup energy solutions. While another pack will be handling the investigation of all remaining Outcorp bridges for any salvageable pieces of useful technology found there. The others were merely assigned to deal with the conversion of the 4th pack's corpses into usable energy, as well as to garrison any of the facilities that previously belonged to them. And of course, our most lovely Umbral Legion will continue to be in charge of all matters related to the library. In addition to the recovery of our correspondence, the other books containing valuable knowledge about the singularities of both W Corp and T Corp will also play key roles towards winning this game. So, do we have any idea as to what kind of power the library could be using? This power can only be described as something akin to a psychoman, as the Ultramarine Escape said. It's the one thing I've always wanted to know more about. I've not yet disclosed this segment to the top, so all Umbral Heralds are to keep this information classified. Understood. I shall relay the order immediately. Jazz book was also listed in the previous invitation. This basically confirms that the library is somewhat related to the concept of psychoments, since that book has nothing to do with Arcorp. Psychoman is a term used in Distortion Detective to refer to ego. That's what people in the city started calling personal formed ego and stuff during the events of Library of Ruina. If so, then the library probably has the answer I've been searching for all along. Then, shall I ready the Omega team for an attack? Well, start making preparations now. I'll have the Omegas go as soon as I receive another invitation. By the way, there's one more thing we have to be aware of about the library's power. You mentioned before that even though you received the consciousness reports from the Delta team sent to the library, you weren't able to fully grasp the situation they were facing in the library through the network of thought, right? Yes, generally speaking, even if one's physical body were to die there, the fragments containing the memories and knowledge of that person will be retained in the form of a book. This is my first time experiencing being able to only read the emotions they felt. I'm very much sorry, Master. Is that so? Then if you happen to die there, you're also going to be turned into a book, and you're going to lose parts of your memory. If that's the case, I'll have you stay here this time. Just leave the upcoming attack to the Omega team. But what? No, it's nothing. I will obey the Master's orders. Well, that's a relief. I know what you're thinking of, but I can't have the special you taking any more risks. You have to learn to distinguish those who you deem the most worthy of receiving your efforts from the rest if you want to survive in this city. And now what I should be protecting the most are not the people who look like you, but you, my one and only Jasper. The Master speaks true. I was being too short-sighted this time. Alright, I'm not blaming you for anything. Take it easy and get some rest. It just so happens to be the time for me to go and look through a certain device, so just stay put until I get back. A device? Is it a device intended to be used for the mission later? No, it's a stargazing device. The brightest star, Sirius, can be seen in the skies of District 14 tonight. I think it'll still be a while before the operation, so I think I'm going to check it out with you tonight. Stargazing, but I'm not very good at this. It doesn't really matter, as long as you stay by my side. I can even teach you some things you're not familiar with. Speaking of which, does Jasper still remember what Sirius symbolizes? Sirius? Well, I don't remember much. Does it represent a faithful puppy? Yeah. Jasper really is awesome. Master, is there something wrong? No, nothing. I just remembered some insignificant events from the past. Anyway, I'll be right back. Be a good girl and wait for me. Has she finally left? Prepare to depart for the library. I immediately made preparations right after I received the invitation, because this is something very important. If we were to accomplish this crucial plan, then we will be able to go one step further, one step towards becoming real human beings. I wonder if we can really change how the Master sees us if we ever become human, and even successfully fulfill her objectives in the process. In any case, no matter how risky, as their team's leader, I can't just hide behind the backs of my other sisters. If it will at least stop the Master from having to suffer so needlessly. If it will at least make the Master show a sincere smile. Wait for me, Master. I'm gonna make you say awesome to me with a huge heartfelt smile next time. And I would be willing to pay any price in exchange for this. Oh wow, looks like the invitation ended up in the hands of that team's leader of theirs. I can really picture why the invitation can be such a convenient invention, no matter how many times I try to take a closer look at it. Why not simply sell all this tech to the next L Corp once this is over? Have I not already made myself clear before? I'm only borrowing the power of the invitations. I don't have full control over it. And this time the invitation letter just happened to directly appear in her hands. That is to say, the library's will also considers her to be a key. But as explicitly stated by A Corp, it seems that team leader was not identified as a human clone. How exactly is the criteria for this defined? At times like these, there's a certain phrase from the Black Tea Auntie that comes to mind. If that is what you say, if the head thinks it is, then it is. Conversely, isn't itself is also defined by the head. Is that what she meant by those words? However, if the head really thinks about the interests of the city, then there must be a way of differentiating the two behind the scenes that only they know. But it is clear that we are all created machines. We all have minds that know both pleasure as well as pain. And we are all slaves who can only follow instructions. We are obviously very similar, but that's only because I never see the light of day. That team leader seems to be on the way to the library. Guess you'll finally get the answers to your questions soon. How about this? If you really don't want to face her, how about I go say hello in your stead? How much did you drink with Nazak today? How could you even think about saying you're to greet the guest? Bitch, didn't we agree last time that I'd take good care of her? And, I somehow met Jasper's before, so maybe I can help. Please, try to come up with more valid reasons if you're going to make excuses next time. Also, why did you never mention that you knew each other when I asked you last time? I only met her in its trauma treatment section, so I don't really know her that well. I'm not even sure if this person is the one I know, okay? I mean, you clearly saw those thousands of copies of her, right? Psychological trauma? About what exactly? Trying to dig into my scars? Who'd ever want to recall what their trauma was about? Well, I don't remember much about it. I don't know if it was the effects of the treatment or what. A mental affliction that can be easily forgotten. Forget it. Now is not the time to dwell on such things. Get ready for the reception. I can lead them in by myself. So was that talking about when he saw the smoke-producing creature in Old Elcorp? Could this be the library? We can finally discover the secret to obtaining humanity as long as we pass its tests. How should I greet the people here later? Good afternoon? Hello? No, how are you? Welcome, dear guests. I'm Angela, the director and librarian of my role's namesake. Oh wow, you just... Good afternoon. I'm the team leader of the Umbral Herald. My name is... yes, it's Jasper. Miss Angela, we received an invitation from the library to come and retrieve the books listed in the letter. But before we enter, can I ask a question first? Although the book should have all the answers guests want. It doesn't matter if it's something you want to figure out before entering. That is... I heard that Miss Angela used to be a machine dubbed the Pale Librarian. But now she must be very close to becoming a human being, right? No offense. I don't feel disgusted or anything, but we're also looking for a way to become human. We also want to become human beings like you. Do you think it's possible for us as well? To become human? You stand out from all groups of guests who came here before. I can sense the presence of a large mass of light buried deep within your heart. We do not walk the same path, and my experiences cannot be of any relevance to you. But I do not think it's impossible feat for you as well. Is that so? I understand. Thank you for your answer, Miss Angela. Well, I guess you have to go all out now if our success here means obtaining the answers towards attaining humanity. Please, lead us in, Miss Angela. Very well. May you find your book in this place. Alright, and this is a bunch of Omegas, and then the second act should be... the main Jasper. Well, let's just get right into it then. Gonna try to wipe them out as fast as I can here. Alright, I don't think I can clash here. So maybe we can try something like this instead. Oh, barely outrolled there. Okay, so Fort Bull seems really interesting. Apologies, had to sneeze really quickly there. Can you not clash a Fort Bolt? Okay, only the primary target can. Well, that was a really low roll there. And only 3 left here. And there we go, we're on to Act 2 now. Jasper and 4 more Omegas. There we go, I think that should be good now. Outrolled all of them there. Okay, that's not good. Not very good. We got one Staggeroth. Gonna use multiple mass attacks here. And that killed all of them. There we go, victory. Omega and Jasper books. The storming dolls were just completely ruthless. They almost baked those Crispies still at District 23. That team leader of theirs, did she also just somehow borrow the power of the abnormalities? Not quite. While it is indeed very similar to the power from the abnormalities, it is somewhat different from the ones you harness. So in other words, this form of power is something we haven't seen yet until now. It's not a complete ego or distortion, nor is it borrowing the power of an abnormality, nor can it be similar to the incomplete awakening form we saw from Zhao. This is more akin to having an ego of your own, yet only small traces of power can be seen from its remains. It cannot be fully manifested due to the presence of external forces and pressure. A shattered ego. And does that mean a person's awakened ego might disappear eventually? Ego is the manifestation of the mind. The process of change that comes with it is generally irreversible. Just like Gavura, her ego is rooted in the depths of her psyche, even though her body has been reshaped twice. The singularity of our corp seems to preserve one's memory and mind just as well. Usually there's some error in the cloning process. It should restore the user's ego too. Unless, I don't remember if I said that. So the question is, what's the matter with it? Is this now going to be a game of waiting for the next batch of dolls that's going to burn? Kill and loot this place? Is it finally time for me to get a fireproof suit that covers my entire body now? I can show you a set of them now if you think it's necessary. What kind of look do you want? Forget it. That's all I have to say. I really should get back. I really should go to the Black Tea Auntie and borrow a roll of bandages to wrap my body with next time. Okay, and then let's burn these new bucks here. And let's see what we get this time. Alright, wow. Let's move on to the next thing here now. The Claw of Silence. This is from the Claw Roland mod, I believe. Angela, looks like I won. Huh? I'm on the wrong floor. What in the... Hey, Gabura, did you see Angela pass through here? Gabura? That is quite the intro. But yeah, the Claw of Silence, Roland the Black Claw. Alright, well, let's just get right into it here. Oh shit, he has infinity dice as well. Hey, we got good rolls there. Unfortunately got hit there. Barely I rolled him there. We barely even got through him. Like, his entire attack was still pretty much fine. Then on we go to Act 2 now. Alright, so the second act looks about the same as the first. Okay. Can't say I was expecting that music change. Okay, that seems like it will hit really hard. Wow, we outrolled him all 3 times. Double shot, solemn lament, see how that goes. And there we go. That was fairly easy. Hey, I surrender. You guys are more persistent than normal. What the hell are you? Roland, what did you do? I didn't do anything. Then why is there another you standing over there? I find the turn-pacing effect every single dialogue very funny. I don't know, I was following you the whole day. Wait, shit. Roland, what are you doing in someone else's library? There was an accident. I don't know how I ended up here. How did you accidentally cross dimensions? You better clean this mess up. Hey, the teleport race was your I apologize for all the trouble he caused. I'll deal with him myself. Good riddance. I have enough trouble dealing with one Roland. What the hell did I just witness? Your guess is as good as mine. Alright, this is Chylli from channel Chylli. I've actually decided to split this video in 2 halves since it ended up being about 2 hours long. So, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time when we finish up the other half of this mod here. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!